In our house, there were no excuses. That culture changes the dynamic of your reality. So, you know, I gotta get this straight, by the way, before we go any further, because I hear this an awful lot. Oh, your parents, oh, they were so nice. Oh, really? Do you know what I remember about my parents? I remember having to make my bed every morning before school. Do you make your kids make their beds? I wonder. I had to pick up my stuff every night before bed. I had to vacuum the carpet 3 times a week, because Mother loved neatness. I had to mow the lawn with my chest. Shovel snow with my chest. Take out the garbage in my teeth. That was nice. I remember the first time my mom said, "Go do the dishes." What? Your brother said to do a sugar. How am I supposed to do that? I always have the same answer. How am I supposed to know? You're the one without arms. You figure it out. Watch the TV, and on comes Alvin Law's brand new MasterCard commercial. I don't know if anyone knows anybody at MasterCard here. But I think we should talk to them, because here's how I go. Here. Hello, my name is Alvin Law. I'm a motivational speaker. I travel the world, so I use my MasterCard to make it easier. Because airfare might be $1,000. Hotel stay, $200. Car rental, $75. Look on the face of the person behind the counter, it hurts. When you give them your MasterCard, take the keys in your toes and drive away with your foot on the wheel. Priceless. Drive-thrus. Picture the drive-thru. Picture the Tim Hortons at 6:30 in the morning. They got a pretty good system going there. You ever notice that? They can roll out those double-doubles of donuts faster than anything. And then I show up and it totally screws up their assembly. They have no idea what to do. 2 ways to see the world. Again, it's interesting, isn't it? I shouldn't have to do anything. Should I? I got my rights. I'm a citizen. I pay my taxes. Give me my frickin' food. No, I have to explain. I'm sorry, I don't have any arms. I use my feet. I hope you're not offended. I'm going to give you the money with my toes if you don't mind putting the change in the bag, and I'll grab the coffee between both my feet. Thank you. Do you think I feel like that all the time? No. But I got this life that I sure did not ask for, and I got to deal with it, don't I? Every single day. Seen it before? It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. I didn't think athletics was going to work. So I was looking around for other stuff. What was I going to be? It's confusing. Small town Saskatchewan, not a lot of opportunities, you know. But one day, probably a fateful day, we're at a friend's house. They had a piano in the basement. Back in the old days when kids were meant to be seen and not heard. Remember that? Actually, I agree with that old day concept. Now they get to vote on dinner. Anyway, they had a piano. I went downstairs to play it. Within 30 seconds, I had mastered Chopsticks. Not a hard song, I agree. But I was using my toes. That's kind of a big deal, trademark. I want to show you this. Why? Because it's who I am. It's not about me, though. I know I've said that ad nauseum already. This is about creating a memory point in your brain. So the next time that you're facing the tough stuff, maybe you'll remember this as an example of what happens when you use attitude, learning, value in your life and spirit, imagination, and more importantly, some people are okay with the level of chopsticks in their life. They get by, they do all right. It's okay. Me, that's just not good enough. I gotta figure it is, if I can play chopsticks, it is simply opening the door to the real deal. Alberta, I had a revelation. It was a personal one again, of course, and that I was 18 years old. We do a lot of that when we're 18 years old, but I remember I was up to college the next day. I was feeling particularly confused because school was harder than I thought it was going to be, and I missed my family more than I thought I would, and I felt really intimidated more than I thought I would because, you know what, I had a long ways to go. I just felt this feeling inside of me that was nagging and nagging and nagging and simply saying, Alvin, you can do this, buddy, but you've got to do one more thing. You've got to dump every little bone of anger that you have in your life and just let it go. Life is, and life is going to be great. So I wrote that song, and I gave it a name. It's highly personal too. It's dedicated to someone very special. It's called The Ode to the Old Bag Who Said My Toes Were Too Short.